Syrian Kurds say the Turkish army has attacked their fighters and positions in northern Syria. They've urged Ankara to immediately stop what they call its aggression. The Kurdish People's Protection Unit says that the Turkish army is attacking their positions instead of targeting ISIL-held areas. Kurdish sources say Turkish tanks heavily pounded their positions in 2 Aleppo villages overnight, leaving several people injured. A Turkish government official has denied the attack, saying that the Kurds' positions remain outside of the scope of Ankara's military action. Turkey claims its ongoing military campaign is against PKK militants in Iraq and ISIL terrorists in Syria. Scott Rickard is a former American intelligence linguist joining us from Orlando. Scott Rickard, at this point, let me ask you, what it appears is that Turkey is going more after the Kurds, the PKK positions in northern Iraq and the Kurds in Syria, although they are saying that they're not doing that, they're only after the PKK positions in Iraq. Do you believe Turkey?
Well, absolutely not. Turkey has really gone after the PKK, specifically in the Hasaka region, because the PKK has been so successful at turning back the ISIL group that has been backed by Turkey and NATO for quite some time. And Turkey's very concerned now. There was a couple of terrorist bombings inside Turkey that were claimed by the PKK, and they've actually broken the ceasefire that's really been about 3 years long. So you're seeing a very concerted effort to go after PKK individuals. And it's interesting because these are the individuals that are having the most effect on the northeastern region in Hasaka against the ISIL terrorists that have been really funded and supported by Turkey and other NATO partners. So this is interesting to see this development, and it's interesting to see how the Americans react, because the Americans are very supportive of the northern Kurds because they like to see the northern Kurds that are in Iraq as a partner against not only ISIL but also against the standing government, because there are potential moves that whereby the United States will allow the independence of the northern Iraqi Kurd people. And that's also what the Turks are fearing as well within the majority of the eastern and southeastern sides of Turkey, also want their independence from Turkey as a Kurdish nation.
So how do you explain U.S.'s role here when it came to first when this whole idea of a no-fly zone was discussed again? And it was very interesting when this discussion was taking place. It was revealed that, months ago, Turkey and the U.S. had actually talked about it. And just an hour or so ago, Turkey is supporting, U.S. is supporting Turkey with this buffer zone idea. And it has said, yes, they're going to go ahead with it, probably with U.S.'s cooperation, to have that area become a buffer zone. Do you think that the U.S. is supporting Turkey, but yet, as you mentioned, wants to support the Kurds? How do you see U.S.'s function here?
Well, as usual, the U.S. is riding both sides of the fence. They're actually trying to maintain relationships with the PKK and the Kurds in northern Iraq, and at the same time, they've been very closely tied with Turkey. Obviously providing intelligence and certainly drone support throughout all of the southern Turkish bases. And it's been officially announced by Turkey that they're going to allow the Americans to fly combat missions out of these same bases in Turkey. So these combat missions have been going on, but they're more clandestine. And now they're actually opening up and saying that there's cooperation. So the U.S. is actually playing both sides here. They're going to continue to befriend the PKK from a perspective of Iraqi geopolitical influences, and then also continue to be friends with their NATO partner in Turkey in order to maintain that relationship. Unfortunately, the American foreign policy has traditionally been extremely unethical in this region.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. Scott Rickard, former American intelligence linguist from Orlando.